Rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a team here, Natasha and Anya. As you can see, the resemblance of mother and daughter. Natasha is a famous makeup artist, and her daughter Anya is a beautiful model who is assisting Natasha with her makeup career. Natasha doesn't speak much of English, but she's learning, and Anya is here to help her to translate if Natasha would not have the words to describe her services. First, pardon me, we're gonna talk about the wedding makeup. Can you tell us who you are and what you do and how it works?
Расскажите, пожалуйста, кем вы являетесь и что вы делаете?
Я так понимаю, что вопрос идет конкретно о свадебном макияже. Я визажист, который может сделать очень красивый свадебный макияж, если в двух словах.
So she's a makeup artist that can do a very good bridal makeup and a wedding makeup.
What makes you special and distinguish you from other makeup artists? How come more people come for your services?
Что выделяет тебя как специального визажиста? Почему люди пойдут к тебе, а не пойдут к какому-то другому визажисту для макияжа?
Ну, свадьба очень торжественный момент в жизни любой девушки. Очень часто она у нас один раз в жизни, и на нее тратятся очень большие средства. И очень часто покупаются шикарные платья, снимаются залы, делаются прически, но с макияжем как-то...
Да, это еще перевести.
Да, потому что очень много получается.
На макияж как-то особо не задумываются и оставляют очень мало времени и средств.
So she's saying that a wedding is a significant event in every woman's life, and usually a lot of money gets spent on the event like that. And to make it special and like memorable, people invest a lot and they prefer the best. They want to look the best on that day.
Невеста наша должна быть прекрасна в течение очень большого времени, и она должна выглядеть шикарно при любом освещении. И при дневном свете, и в свете софитов, и на фото, и видеосъемки.
So the special thing about a bridal makeup or a wedding makeup is that it has to basically last the whole day, because the wedding is an event that lasts the whole day. So it's very important for the makeup to stay for a long period of time without wearing off, without the need to correct it and make it all over and over again.
При этом она не должна быть сильно накрашена, она должна быть нежная, она должна быть полностью ассоциироваться со словом невесты.
So the makeup shouldn't be too much, and it should be. Что ты сказала?
Ассоциироваться со словом невеста. Должна быть нежная.
Oh, it should be very gentle, and basically.
How do you pick
relevant to her,
a makeup artist for the wedding? What are let's say, if you're looking for the makeup artist, I understand people looking for the someone they know. In Russian we call it sarafanное радио. But actually you're looking for the best one, not the one that you know, someone next to you. You're looking for the one who can make the most interesting, the most amazing makeup for you specifically. And you might not necessarily know that person or have the relationship with that person. Do you look for the reviews? Do you look for their portfolio? Do you look for the Instagram How do you know that those pictures are real? Like that's done by this makeup artist. Maybe it's just stolen from someone else's portfolio. Maybe she done that makeup maybe 10 years ago, and now she has a different set of tools, and not gonna do it. How do you know what you see in the portfolio? That it has, let's say, amazing pictures from last 20 years of service, and actually my wedding will be not as glamorous as the portfolio, because portfolio you have 10 pictures, the best
The
ever.
best ones, yeah.
But when you actually come to do the makeup, it doesn't look like this portfolio at all. It looks like as it is. So the makeup that you see in portfolio done with professional models, it done with professional lights. So it takes hours and hours, and it's much more complex than the fast and paced wedding stuff. How do you know who to pick? What would be the advice?
Well, to me, I think because, well, I didn't really have to look for a bridal makeup because I didn't have a wedding, but
When
if
you
I
will
was
have a
if I was to look for a bridal makeup artist, I would probably well, first of all, I would Google an event organizer or like a wedding
Planner?
wedding planner, and
But
a lot of
planners-
times
The planner will advise the one that pays them the most. Let's say
Right.
bridal, the makeup artist charge $1,000, and the planner gets, like, let's say, 50% from one person and maybe 20% from another person. So she would not recommend the best one. She will recommend the one
Those
that
that
pays her
work
the
with
most,
her. Uh-huh.
that works with her. So it has nothing to do with being the best makeup artist. It has something to do with that makeup artist will pay her like her cut. That's all she cares as a wedding planner. So how do you know?
I would probably just go reach out to friends who are in modeling business and who basically use a lot of like makeup artists, and then ask them if the makeup artist that they work with specializes in the
play-
wedding makeup.
But to play devil's advocate, the girls who are in modeling business, they're extremely beautiful by default. So
Right.
it's totally different when a normal regular girl going to get married. She doesn't know how to pose, how to stand, like how to choose. So the makeup on her will be look. One thing is to do makeup for the model who is glamorous and beautiful. One thing is to make do
For a
model-
regular girl.
For a regular girl who's like maybe 50 years old,
Right,
or
right.
like doesn't have scars, or have other stuff that modeling would have not known how to deal with. And I don't know if that's the same stylist who does consistently, because makeup in the fashion world is really fast. You have 20, 30 girls to go through, and that's a particular industry where you stay through the day. Let's say you need to, and makeup for the bride, it's you're taking time. you know?
Maybe just Google like a bridal makeup or wedding makeup artist.
And then you guess someone who charged a ton of money and who done the best SEO. Whoever has spent the most money on Google probably will come up in search, not the one who is next to you, who is the best price, who is the what if the girl just starting and she is amazing and she will put her heart out, and like your mom, she just arrived to the country, doesn't have a big portfolio,
Right,
she
no
doesn't
connections.
no connections, she's not known, but she is actually much better than the other artists who just have all that SEO and they come up on Google. Her will not come up. That other person who is less better quality and more charging with more would come up. That's how do you find this talent?
Maybe just ask friends, ask around, like if people know someone or who recently got married, or can recommend someone.
Okay, what I was getting at is there like a software or application where you can ask questions and figure out like if you have a relation, like comfortable with each other, whether you speak the same language? Because if I speak Russian and you speak Russian, it's much easier
Right.
to discuss the makeup rather than me hiring someone from who barely speak. I speak probably English and that person speak probably English, so our communication would not be as in the same spectrum. Let's say she has the makeup for the blonde girls, and someone else might have mostly makeup for the African American dark
Asian,
skin.
yeah.
It's a totally different set of makeup, colors. I would look at the makeup for the someone who's upcoming and whose portfolio is growing and who is willing to learn and practice and do better. Because if someone is on top and he's or she is already established and has a great portfolio, has a great clientele, they would charge top dollars. They would do, if not bad, but kind of mediocre work,
Right.
and they don't care to make it better. They already plateau and they just either stay on the plateau or they do
Yeah,
worse.
because they know the name
But
is
someone,
already there.
but someone who is just upcoming, just arrived to the country, who just building
Mm-hmm.
their portfolio, they might put their heart, put extra mile, buy something extra, like pay attention to this to build their portfolio.
Well, there is this website, but it's again more for models and photographers and makeup artists that collaborate. It's called Model Mayhem. If you know about it, it's free, and people basically find, photographers find models for their
But it's
portfolios.
for the models, exactly what it's
Right,
it's
right, not
the
for
bridal.
regular, right.
So if you,
I'm sure there is a service for people who want to get married. I'm just
Okay.
not familiar with that
But
because
does your mom has an account there? I don't
No,
think so.
no.
Exactly. So if you want to find a talent like her, you go to Model Mayhem, you would not be able to find
Right.
someone who has maybe a less skill of the language and knowledge of the country and the ways things around might charge less and do actually much better work. What are the tools to find that kind of talent?
Maybe she can
we do a
advertise in a
test
local
ride?
newspaper, like because she speaks Russian, so like she lives in Brooklyn.
Newspaper costs
So
money,
she-
and the local people will pay very little. So the market at Brighton Beach, we just took a ride here together in the car, and your mom told me that the Russians want everything for free.
Right.
They will do either themselves or they free or like.
Yeah, they don't want to pay.
They don't want to pay. So the idea for her to build a portfolio to get paid gigs is something that will. Pay, if not fair, but a decent amount of money, and that could be accomplished here in the city. Like you go to like Chelsea Market, you find clients here. That's a normal, regular pay. Where she lives, probably the people will take advantage of her or charge like she would get pennies on a dollar. So my suggestion is. If you guys are starting makeup artists, maybe you can do like educational tutorials like we filmed earlier. You put it up on YouTube. It's free. You can film it with your phone. You can film it with a very simple basic camera. As long as you have a good content and you have a good knowledge and good tools, and you can demonstrate that you know how to move and how not to stick someone in the eye, perhaps people will see the level of skill. By the way,